Alright, I wanted to make hopefully a video to help anybody who's having the same type of issues as I was. I wanted to kind of make something that would have helped me before I started to be able to actually figure this stuff out. My issues started out with pinging or spark knock, whatever you want to call it. I tried anything you've heard of that could potentially fix that issue. I tried. Never fix it. It seems like I had an issue and I was band-aiding it with other stuff, which is pretty easy to do. Also, the more things I tried, the more I kind of seemed to make the car run better, the worse another issue would get. And that's when during a hard acceleration, or even moderate, when I let off the gas, the car would die like it was just starved of fuel. But I open the hood, look at this carburetor, it's soaked with fuel and it's pouring out. I don't know how I thought of this or what I was looking up, but for some reason I thought of going back to, or not going back because I never messed with it. I've rebuilt this carburetor multiple times, just because of that issue and because of age and just driving it, whatever. But I never adjusted this little rod here. I don't know if you can see it. I assumed, which is exactly what you shouldn't do. Don't ever assume that something is right. I assumed this was right because I never messed with it. I got the car in running condition, and that's another story. But everything seemed all right with this. I adjusted, I changed. I got the kit, I rebuilt it, changed all the gaskets and all that shit. But I never messed with this because I assumed it was fine, and it was not. And I'm hoping this is going to fix my problem. I recommend. I want to make this video for those of you guys in a similar situation. Hopefully I can help you out. If you're like me, you've got a 2-barrel and you don't have a big 4-barrel like everybody else. There's plenty of info about Holleys and Middlebrocks, even Carters, but you very rarely hear about Rochesters anymore, or even 2-barrels in general. So if you've got you just want a running and driving car for now, you don't got a bunch of money to put parts in it, you're having issues, maybe some similar issues, hopefully I can help you out. But I recommend getting one of these. Obviously it doesn't have to be snap-on, I just happen to have it, but I mean, you get those little paper calipers in the rebuild kit and they work. If that's all you got, that's fine, but get one of these if you can. They're cheap enough, especially if it's not snap-on. But this thing, you can see now, it was pretty damn near straight, and I adjusted this, and it feels like a brand new damn car. All I did was, it's kind of hard because you've got to measure from the top of this rod, and it's got to be the proper measurement for your carburetor to the top of this throat. And all I did was take a screwdriver, it's level enough, make sure it's flat on there, and get your measurement. Because it's kind of difficult if you're just using this, you can't really get it there. Anyway, that I believe fixed one part of the problem, but I just took out a spark plug and it looked pretty lean to me. So what I'm gonna do now is change the jetting. I've done that before. Now that I've adjusted this thing, I've been going back and forth, but I think I'm going, what's in it now, I don't know if it matters the size because you're gonna have something different, but I drove this car from Iowa. I'm in Florida now. So that elevation difference, I'm pretty sure that's gonna make some difference in what I've got going on here. I've changed, like I said, I've done everything. I've got the timing and the total timing and the curve set properly, I believe. And I think once I get this, it'll be good to go. But I'm going to break these loose. I wanted to show you another trick. Give me 1 second. I don't know why I said I'll show you another trick. I didn't show you a first trick yet. Anyway, if you want to change the jets in a, this is a 2GV, in case you didn't know. If you've got this one and you don't know anything about it yet, you've been, I can't believe that you've been, or that you're watching this video and you haven't seen anybody else's info on this, but just in case, this is 2G, Rochester 2Jet, 2G. 2G is the carburetor. 2GV is because mine's got the choke mounted to bimetallic spring hooked to the intake, and when that heats up, it changes size, or it shrinks. Well, there's a coil in there. I'll show you. That coils up tighter and shuts your choke off. There's a 2GC, I believe. I don't know. One's for manual, one's for no choke or some shit like that. Anyway, I just wanted to show you, if you've got to change your jets in this type of carburetor, you don't have to take the whole thing apart to do it. And I think this might hopefully help somebody. Pull that off. That's your choke pull off. Just, it doesn't matter which side, just pull off that vacuum line. Get this little E-clip off for your accelerator pump, if you can. Don't lose it. Don't forget to put it back on either. Now that's off. See, look at this. This seriously was almost straight. This is gonna make a huge difference once I get this all better. Okay, nope, not done. Now you've got this big flat screwdriver here. You don't have to take this all the way off. Just get it enough so you can turn this direction and pull that rod off. It's got a little, nipple there that goes in one certain place so it doesn't fall off. That's all you got to do on this side. And then just pull this thing. This is, you can take it off from here, but it's easier just to pull that thing off and get a little hole there. Put this out of the way. And now you've got 8 screws here that you got to loosen up. And I'll do that now. I'm not going to make you watch all that. Alright, I got those. All I do is break them loose with a normal hand-held screwdriver and then buzz them loose with a drill. There's 8 of them. It takes a little while. And then torque them back down. Slowly put them back in with the drill and then torque them down with your screwdriver. Just, be careful. It's cast iron. You don't want to strip this thing or break a screw. Now, just double check everything. I got that pulled off. I got these pulled off. Now, pull this up if you got all the freaking screws loose. Oh, by the way, you're gonna spill some fuel if it's warm. Okay, there we go. Yeah, don't worry about taking the fuel line off. Just be sure you put this somewhere that's not going to adjust your float for you without you wanting to, or wanting it to. You can lay it, don't lay it upside down because you're going to drop all these screws. I could just lay it on the battery before I zip tied the stupid thing, but it'll be all right. I'm just gonna leave it here for a second. Make sure there's no way it can fall, because then you'll have to readjust that float bowl, or the float. Now, if you can see, I don't know if you can or not. There you go. That's all you got to do. You can see. I don't know if you can see. You got jets in there, and you can empty this out, or you know, suck the fuel out, whatever you want. But many times as I've done this, I've found it unnecessary. Just get a screwdriver in there, make sure there's no sand on it or anything. Break that loose. And you can just reach in there and grab it as long as your hands are clean. But I at least try to get it up on this little island. Yeah, like I said, I try. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. I don't want to get too much bullshit in there. Dirty it up. There you go. You got another one there. You just put your other jets in and you button it back up. I guess that's about it. Just do the reverse of what you did taking it off, and hopefully this works. I'll let you guys know. I don't know if I'm done with this video or not. Maybe I'll take it for a cruise. But as far as tips go, I guess that's it. And just a little thing for you guys with 2 barrels. Hopefully, if you've got a similar one, or if you got the same one, that helps you out. If you have any questions or comments, just let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, I'm not done. A couple more things I wanted to mention is, if you were wondering about how to get the jets back in there, get the new jets in there, it's not that difficult. I actually just dropped them in there and pushed them with the screwdriver, and you might have to try it a couple times, but they'll go right in. Or if you get at the right angle, you can use your hands. Just use whatever's cleaner at the moment. And another, I guess the main reason I recommend one of these, since I've got this open, I'll show you. You've got to get this float perfect. If you've never looked at this before, if you've never tore one apart and you don't know about the measurements, go by 30/2 of an inch. All right, so it's got to be pretty damn perfect. And you've got the float drop and the float level. You got 2 different measurements you have to do. This, I'm trying not to move this too much and lose all the screws, but right now, upside down is your float level. Remember, you gotta turn it back over and it's going to float at this height. So there's a measurement for that. And with this float, this is obviously the brass one. If you don't have the foam one, okay, you measure from when it's, I should have left it the way it was. It would have been easier to show you, but for the height, you measure at the bottom part. When it's this way, the bottom part of that little seam. So with the gasket on, so you take that thing, I need another hand, and you measure from the gasket. I don't know why I'm being so intricate with this, because yours might be completely different. But if it's not, if you got the same one and you've got the same float, from there to, what was it? I don't know. Read your sheet, but it's either the top or the bottom of that seam. If you try to do it right in the middle, it's going to be off. As for the drop, I think it was 1 3/4 inches. You measure to the lowest point of that float. So just, again, the exact measurements don't matter. I wanted to point out that they do matter in the application. It doesn't matter what mine are compared to yours, but I just wanted to reiterate that you should get one of those metal calipers and measure it properly, because if that paper thing you get bends a little bit, it's going to be off, you're going to have problems. And if you assume that this is set properly, like I did, and you start messing with other shit, it can really become a big headache. Alright, that's all I got. See you guys later.